Hello everyone and welcome back to ILR4. My name's Cliffy and tonight we're at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Before we get on into everyone setting their first laps, I'm going to quickly run through the tables after China. So in first place we have Dougie, who's currently got a second and a first place, so obviously winning last week out. Dougie's had a brilliant start to the season. Hopefully he can build on that going forward tonight. Then we've got Dartbolt in second. Sort of two races where, you know, obviously Australia he lagged out from potential lead with Calzo, but unfortunately in China he, I believe, got wing damage on the back of, I can't remember who now, but yeah, so Dartbolt hasn't had the best of starts. In third place we have Chazza, who scored a fantastic second place last week out in China. In fourth place we have Nigel, who's been very consistent at these early stages. In fifth place we have BWRT Josh. Been up and down season so far, 4th and 17th place from him, so hopefully he's looking to bounce back to his Australia form. In 6th place we have Warlock, who didn't finish in Australia because he actually DNF'd with a couple laps to go in a podium position, so again, just a little bit lacking consistency, but with a 4th place in China he'll be looking to continue his form. In 7th place we have J. Cole. In 8th we have Rink. In 9th we have Luke. And rounding out the top 10 we have Kryptonite. And as it stands, Dougie's got a 13-point gap to Dartbolt in 2nd place, and Dartbolt has an 8-point advantage over Chazza in 3rd. In the midfield we have Josh, Warlock and J. Cole all on the same points, and it's looking like a tasty midfield battle with Dougie at the moment taking the early advantage. Let's have a quick look at the constructors standings, and it is the Ferrari boys of Konzo and Dougie leading the way, and then in second we have the Haas of J. Cole and Dartbolt, and in third Nigel and Chazza. So again, there's still a lot of points up for grabs. I mean, there's only 3 points separating the top 3, so it is all still to play for here, as early on Kaspar setting the benchmark with 27.3, and yeah, I think that's everything points wise that I need to go over. So I'm going to get up chat and see what everyone is saying. There's only 2 people watching at the moment, so yeah, you know, two people that are watching, if you've got a favourite, put it in the chat. I'll be sure to read it out. So let's get all this sorted to how I like it. So Rink there going 2nd place on a set of softs. That's quite interesting to see. Was Casper's lap a proper lap, or was it just a sort of banker? Because at the moment Rink definitely the one with the pace early on, and Prix and Oevo are out of qualifying already. I don't know what's actually happened to them. Let's go on board with I want to go on board with Chill, but it's not letting me, so let's go on board with Chill. He's on the mediums, and I think that might be invalid going through the first couple corners. But Casper being the only guy to set a lap on the super soft tyres. The strategy tonight varies. It could be a one stop. Maybe people are going to go the top 10. If they all start on super soft, it will be super soft, medium stint. Outside the top 10, I expect a lot of people to go soft and medium, maybe with someone trying to get into the top 10 on a set of softs, because after about lap 6, lap 7, the super soft starts to dive quite a lot, being you know, at Bahrain the tyre wear is quite significant. So hopefully we see a lot of guys with different strategies, and like the first couple of rounds, it's quite a surprising and entertaining race as Chazza goes pole on 27 flat on the set softs. So Chazza getting off to a good start here, as he left off in China with that fantastic 2nd place, and just behind him with one of the Haas boys. Let's see if we can get on board with one of them. Is it J. Cole? No, it's not, so it must be Dartbolt. He's on an outlap on a set of medium tyres. So both the Dartbolt made a mistake, had to pit. He's now back out on the same set of mediums. So they won't take that long to heat up, so there should be one flying run. Of course, Dartbolt did say in the chat before the race is done, no practice, so I think at this point in the season we're going to see maybe the grid shuffle around a bit. Some of the guys who've been at the top the first couple of rounds not really putting in the time to practice, or just not really bothering to you know, just not that motivated, because it is, of course, the end of the game. Of course, every game has a cycle where, you know, it's just not fun. People don't play it and they only turn up for races. So, which is fair enough. I do the same. I only turn up for races, but you know, everyone's different. People still love this game. They'll put in time, especially guys in lower divisions. They'll want to make a name for themselves. And so far, Dartbolt and Dougie being the two to watch, and Chazzo in the background as well. Definitely one to watch after his China performance. But Dartbolt going to start a lap. So let's go on board with most unlucky driver so far, I'm going to say, as he runs down into turn 1. Of course, heavy braking zone. Of course, most of the cars I think are running ABS, so they won't have a problem locking up the brakes. Dartbolt clipping the apex superbly there. Not getting too much curb on exit. Of course, that's important. If you get too much curb, it will invalidate you. But luckily, Dartbolt not that's done that quite well. As he comes out towards the end, sector 1 goes very wide off track there. That could be an invalid, and it is. So he'll go again, surely, on that same set of medium. So Warlock's out. He's done 3 laps on that medium tyre, so maybe he's just warming them up and going to try and maybe go for one very quick lap. Who knows? But at the moment, Chaz are still leading the way on the soft tyres, of course. And still seeing a lot of guys on the medium tyres with 8 minutes left. I expect a lot of people to come out on the super soft tyres. And I mean, it's sort of the time in qualifying in any league race where it's sort of a bit dead. Everyone comes into the pits, they wait a couple minutes. Some people go out to have 2 runs at the end, some people go out to have 1 run at the end. So while it is at this sort of dead stage of qualifying, I'm going to take a quick drink and I'll be back in about a minute or so. But let's run on board with Kaspar, who's opted for that soft tyre. So obviously saw Chazar set a 27 flat, so let's see if Kaspar can match Chazar's time. Of course, the track would have been a lot quicker by this stage, so I expect maybe Kaspar to get a little bit closer to Chazar's time, but of course don't know how good Chazar's lap was. But at the moment, Kaspar absolutely throwing that Force India, I couldn't say Ferrari then, absolutely throwing that Force India about in that first couple of corners as it's slight lock up there. So we've seen a lot of guys run no ABS, and maybe they're maybe preparing themselves for a higher tier next season, who knows. But it's good to see a lot of people opting for no ABS as Kaspar runs over that curb, and again that curb on the outside after the fast right hander, if you get on that too much you'll unsettle the car and you'll just fly off into the wall, and I'm expecting at least one person to do that here tonight. And at turns 9 and 10, you just saw Kaspar looking up a little bit. If you run no ABS, then that is the worst corner, I think, known to mankind for no ABS. It's so easy to lock up the front left and front right, even double lock up as well. I think Kaspar's actually backed out of that lap he has, so maybe Kaspar not really on it. Maybe thinks he can go a little bit quicker through that second sector. So let's go on board with someone else. Let's go on board with Kryptonite, who is on, I believe, an out lap. And is he running ABS? No, it doesn't look like it. Excuse me, he's actually going to run out of fuel, so I'm guessing he's going to pit and put on a set of supers. Josh, again, if I'm butchering your name, I do apologise. He is on a set of softs, so we're seeing a lot of guys now. Majority of people out on the softs. I'm quite surprised at that. I thought a lot of people would be out on the super soft tyre, but of course there's still 5 minutes left, so people can maybe do a tester lap on the softs, and if they don't like how the lap feels, they'll just come back in and put on a set of the supers. Let's quickly go back up to Caspar, who I believe is on another lap. He is. So again, slight little look up there. Nothing too major. Still managed to clip the apex, gets a good exit, coming down to turns 9 and 10. Let's see if he locks up the brakes at all. Oh, slight look up there, he had the tyre squill. But nonetheless, much better that time round from Caspar. So second DRS straight now. Comes into the start, or the end of sector 2, sorry. Again, swooping left hand, it's so easy for the car to jump out on you, and if you get on the curb on the outside, then it will just unsettle your car like most curbs around here, and you'll find yourself in a wall, collecting your front wing and your front wheel. But Caspar managing that superbly as he comes down into the final corner. No look up, no major upset, clips the curb superbly. He's going to run to the line on the set of softs, and what does he set? He doesn't, so he must have got invalid. Let's see what he would have set. 27.6, so still 6/10 of Chaz's time. So Chaz's time really good there, as Caspar says, you know what, I'm going to go a bit dirt rally. So I think Caspar is just trying to get back to the pits in time to put on a set of the supers, and Scott goes pole with a 26.9. Now we saw Scott and Rink last week both opt for the ultra softs. Now he got in pole position and second place, but in the race they both dropped to the back just because the strategy was so bad, and Chazza had decided to call it a day in sector 3. Now I don't know whereabouts that is. Let's see if we can get. I'll just go on board with Caspar, because I believe he is the closest up to sector 3. There's in sector 1 as well. I do believe that's just people moving out of the way while other people are on fast laps. Let's go on someone further down the field. Let's go on board with Chill, who said in the chat he just wants points tonight, so he's got a good chance of doing that. And Josh has gone pole with 26.8 on the softs again, and Dartbolt went second on the softs, so Dartbolt saying he's had no practice. Might be a little bit of a white lie. And Chill starting his lap now. He's going to come out, or we've got Campbell there, he moves out of the way quite quickly there, I must say. So now can Chill, I mean, if he messes this lap up, he might be able to get back in, but I doubt it by the time he gets back round again. So this has to be the lap for him. If he gets invalid, he will be starting 13th place with Prix and Evo behind, both out already. And again, don't want to clip that curb on the exit, and he doesn't. So far looking like a good lap from Chill as he runs down into turn 9 and 10. No look up of any kind. Clips the apex, gets a good exit there, and so Chazza being the only one at the top 5 to call it a day. And I've actually just realised that Dougie isn't here tonight, so it's a good opportunity for the likes of Dartbolt and Chazza to close that gap to him. And we might even see, well, we will be seeing someone new on the podium tonight. Zexar, you're going to have to tell me who Jordan is, because I have no idea. So Chill's coming to the final corner. Looked like a good lap. Dartbolt's called it a day. Is Chill going to steal pole position? He goes 7th. That's a good lap for Chill there. He said he wants points. That's all he wants tonight. And that is a great start for the Renault driver. I mean, both Renaults, 1st and 7th so far. We've still got a minute left, so let's go on board. Let's go on board with Campbell. I haven't really seen much Campbell this season. Let's see what he's like on the flying lap. And yeah, so far so good. Nice, clean, tidy lap. And I believe that was Casper moving out of the way, and he's called it a day as well. So a lot of people there maybe not able to match Josh's time of a 26.8 on the softs. But on board with Campbell, and the car got well out of shape there, went well wide, but he managed to keep it in shape. So maybe Campbell's going for a race setup here, because that Williams looks absolutely planted as he comes through turns 9 and 10. A little bit of a lock up there, but again gets the car stopped in time, clips the apex and a bit of the curb for good measure as he opens that DRS now, second DRS straight into swooping left-hander. Again, this can either make or break the lap. You don't want to go too wide on that curb, otherwise it will drag you out, and he doesn't. He navigates through there quite nicely as he comes into sector 3. Now, one of the easiest sectors in any tracks is literally 2 corners and a straight. so it's not really that hard to mess this up. So Campbell coming into the final corner, clips the apex nicely, gets on the power nice and early, and he's going to come to the line, and he's going to set wow, gee, that's a good lap for Campbell there, a 10th and a half. So look how close it is between the tops 8. There's absolutely anyone's guess who's going to get a pole here. Scott, I believe, just missed out on setting a lap, but J. Cole is on a lap. I believe he's running low on ERS and deployment there, but he goes wide. That could be invalid. He is carrying on now, so I don't think it is. He is running out of ERS. So look at the blue bar. This needs to be a good lap for J. Cole as he's starting on 2 lap old soft tyres in 4th place, and he goes 3rd, just ahead of Scott. But going to go further down to Rink now. He's on a set of supers. He's down in 11th. Can this man snatch pole position at the end as Chill, I believe, has just been demoted down to 10th place? And LeRoss, I mean, why is it the people that get pole position are the guys who have the really awkward names? Jesus Christ. So I believe FF1CL LeRoss Beef did indeed get pole position, so I'd have to have a look at that just to see how much he got it by, and he got it by just over half a tenth. So a good lap from him. In 2nd place we have Joss with a 26.8, Dartbolt in 3rd, a 10th behind, so with no practice supposedly. He's done quite well there. J. Cole in 4th, Scott in 5th on the supers, so one to watch will be Scott at early stages of this race. In 6th we have Chazza Warlock in 7th, Kryptonite in 8th, Campbell in 9th, Konzo rounds out the top 10, and Chill in a good position in 11th. We'll get fresh tyres, so we can start either the medium, soft or even supers and blitz the guys in front. But yeah, nice tight qualifying session there, so it's what you want to see. Maybe people, I mean, we saw in Australia it was quite contested between Dartbolt and Calzo, so again maybe people just not putting practice in as much as Australia. So while these guys sort out their strategy and sort their fuel out, I'm going to quickly go for another drink because it is very hot where I am. So, just waiting for the last couple of guys. Oh, there you go, they've all readied up. So while we watch the formation I'm going to quickly see what the guys outside the top 10 have decided to start on. And the majority of them opting for the mediums, with Chill, Fatinho and Oevo opting for the more, I'd say for the more wiser soft tyre, because they're mediums at the start. They're going to be cold as anything. So hopefully they can get them all warmed up. But Scott, the only guy on the grid on a set of supers. Now, if Scott can make them supers last about lap 9, lap 10, he should be able to go for a set of the medium tyres and do a one-stop. So I don't know whether these guys are just playing it safe or whether they're all running setups where their tyre wear is absolutely atrocious. So I guess we'll find out in the first couple of laps. But in terms of constructors' points, Hassel in a very good position with Dartbolt in 3rd, J. Cole in 4th. And pretty mixed up grid with F1 CL. I mean, what do I just call him? F1 CL. I'm just going to call him F1 CL. If he's got a real name that anyone knows, please tell me, because I don't really want to sit and go F1 CL. That's LeRoss Beef. You know what I mean? It's just a bit of a mouthful. By the time I say that, whatever's happened will probably be done. So Joss in 2nd. A good qualifying from him. Unexpected, I must say, the top 2. I did not expect these two to be up there fighting for pole position. And then, of course, then comes Dartbolt. So maybe Dartbolt might be thinking that he might be able to make up some easy positions on the guys ahead. But these three have just absolutely disappeared on the formation. They might want to slow down a bit to let everyone else catch up. But I mean, I don't think they are. I think they want to get on with it, which is fair enough. So it'll be interesting to see how Scott starts this race. If he can get a good start and get himself in and around that top 3, he could be on for a very, very good result, because them softs are going to take a lap or 2 to warm up, and them supers are going to be warm from the get-go, of course. So if anyone's got any favourites in the chat, or they want to guess who's going to finish on the podium, put it in the chat and I'll read some of them out. So as we wait for the last of the cars to reach the grid and walk on board with FF1 CL, and we'll get this race underway. This is a terrible camera angle, still a terrible camera angle, still a terrible camera angle. There we go. So we're going to go to 4, 5 red lights, and are they going to go out now? Yes, they are. And it looks like FF1 CL's got a good start there, but so is Dartbolt as well. And so far looking quite clean. I run down into turn 1. Looking at Scott though, because he's of course on the supers. He dives down the inside. Looks like they're 4 wide there. Scott's almost been half spun, but FF1 CL keeps the lead from Jost, from Dartbolt, from Jacob, from Scott. Warlock's had a good start. Chaz has had a bit of a mediocre start. Kryptonite has had a decent start, but further behind there was a Ferrari there of Konzo going toe to toe with Rink, I believe, and Chill. So going side by side through the fast right left hander. That's a good move from Konzo. So we've got to move on Chill. And at the back, the Force India there. That's Casper going well on the curb, and you can see there, as I said in qualifying, it's so easy to get on the curb. But Scott and Warlock are going side by side. Scott needs to stay in front here. He needs to get his super softs off to a good start. But at the moment, Warlock hounding him from the get-go. And Breeze made a move on Casper there, so I don't think Casper's setup is working at the moment. Campbell and Kryptonite, they're trying to go side by side. I believe that was Campbell making the move on Kryptonite. And up at the front, we've got Dartbolt sort of losing touch to the guys ahead, which is quite surprising. So I'm going to go on board with Josh to see if you can make the move on FF1 CL as they come around the final corner. Looks like Josh has actually had a good exit there, so we're going to go on board with him to see what his straight line speed is like. Of course, he'll have the slipstream for now, but he's going to go down the inside into turn 1. Terrible camera angle, terrible camera angle, terrible camera angle. And Josh takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and FF1 CL and an absolute mare there on the exit, almost losing the car. We've had a lot of position changes at the back. Chill's now up into 10th. Or down into 10th. I don't even know whether he's lost or gained places. Chaz is still in 7th, so he's sort of feeling his way the first couple of laps. Dartbot now 2 tenths behind FF1 CL, so Dartbot now maybe something to reel in the guys at the front as FF1 CL goes deep. That's going to allow Dartbot to potentially go for a move. And Scott is still there with these guys, so it's good start from him on the super soft tyres, but he's going to have to put these guys in front under pressure if he wants to make his strategy work. And the top 5 started to get a gap to Warlock in 6th, so the gap already a second. So this is good for Scott, because now Warlock behind can't have DRS, and maybe these top 5 can potentially go off into distance, and we could have a cracking race here tonight, as Josh has actually got out of DRS from FF1 CL, and now Dartbolt might be challenging. But look at Scott, them super softs starting to work for him, and the gap now behind Scott 1.2 seconds. So can Scott make the move on J. Cole, as Josh sets a 30.3 on the softs? He's now got a gap of 1.1. Is Scott going to go for it into turn 1? He is close enough. He's going to go for it. No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. Dartbolt goes wide though. That's allowed his teammate to go through, but surely Scott now is going to go through. FF1 CL goes deep on the exit of turn 1. Scott down the inside. Couldn't get a good exit. Had to get off the throttle there to not slam into the back of Dartbolt. Further down, we've got Konzo Vitinho going side by side. Nigel and Oevo swapping positions, but I'm going to stay at the battle for what is potential second place, because we've got the top 5 all moving away from Warlock, who to be fair to him has got back within that DRS. That little scrap has allowed Warlock to get back in the battle here. And at the moment, Joss is absolutely running away with it. 1.4, the gap ahead. Where has this man been all season long? Superb effort from him as FF1 CL looks like he's all over the place now. He doesn't look as composed as he was in the first lap of this race. He might be flustered that he lost a position to Joss. And now he's got Jacob breathing down his neck with Scott breathing down Dartbolt's neck. So it's been a good opening first couple laps for Scott. But again, he's going to need to make the move on Dartbolt if he wants to, again, make his strategy work. Excuse me, so of course DRS has now been activated. And Joss has actually lost a lot of time there to FF1 CL, and Dartbolt and Scott all opt in to stay in front, and Chill actually looking up a treat there. So maybe he tried to go for a bit of a dive, backed out last minute. He's cut the corner there. That's a definite warning for Chill. Got Rink and Konzo going side by side. We've got Vittino as well. Let's go on board with Vittino to see what he can see as FF1 CL gets a time penalty. Vittino tries to sneak up. Konzo's inside, lets him back through, so that's good racing from Vittino. And Casper's had an off again. And I don't know what Casper's doing, but that force injury does not work. Maybe setups all wrong, and it looks like that back end is very happy, but it's still early days yet for Casper, so no doubt he'll be able to get back in this race. But up at the front, FF1 CL starting to get a bit closer to Joss in first place. Of course, all these guys are within DRS apart from 13th to 14th, so it's going to be some massive train. Oh, I don't know, Rink, sorry, I forgot, I did see Rink there, my bad. So from 10th up to 1st, this is all just a massive train now. So again, anyone's guess who's going to win at this moment in time. So we start at the end of lap 4, I believe, going on to lap 5, yes we are. So now who's closer, Dartbolt maybe, on his teammate? Is he going to let him by? He's starting to drop back from Dartbolt, so also Supersoft might be starting to go off just a little bit at this stage of the race. Dartbolt might be telling Jacob, hey, look mate, I'm quicker. Come on, let me through. And Konzo and Rink going side by side again. And Konzo gets that move done. Vittino again, he's going to sneak down around Rink's outside, sorry. He's going to have to run on the soft tyres. And he's going to go for it. Yes, he does. And Rink, to be fair, defended that absolutely superbly, but he gets a bad exit. But Vittino again lets him go. I feel like he's got to be a little bit more aggressive if he wants to start making places on that soft tyre. And again at the back, Casper still not able to make that force injury work. I mean, he's getting closer to Nigel, but no, we need to put him under pressure. Up at the, oh, Vittino. I mean, I did say he had to be a little bit more aggressive, not that much though. But again, up at the front, the gap's starting to sort of spread out between these guys. They're all still within DRS. I think if Scott was to not have DRS off Dartbolt at the end of this lap, then it could be curtains for Scott's strategy. But at the moment, he's doing a good job. But I don't think he's going to have DRS at the end of this lap. He isn't. So Dartbolt will. So he's telling Jacob to get the hurry up here. He gets a better exit, but just loses the back end slightly, which allows Jacob to get that better exit. And Jacob there is moving over. He knows he's not the quicker out of the two, and he's going to allow Dartbolt to go through. Yes, he does. So good teamwork from the Haas boys there. They know they've got a fantastic opportunity tonight to extend their gap at the top of that constructor standing, and Dartbolt can now hunt for FF1 CL and Joss, who is still doing a fantastic job in first place. We've got Vittino and Rink going side by side still, so at least we're having a cracking battle down at the back. Let's go on board with Oevo. Oh my god! Jesus, he's sort of come out of nowhere there, and he's going to try and maybe go down Rink's inside. Just can't get the power down. And finally Vittino makes the move. But look at this, look at this helicopter shot. All four of these guys, 2 McLarens, a Williams and a Red Bull. And Oevo's going for the move on Rink, sends him wide a little bit. He's going to get a better exit. I think Oevo has. They're going to go side by side into turn 9 and 10 they are. He's going to get a better exit, I believe the McLaren will. He took a wider line. And you can see there he does get a slightly better exit. And he's going to go for the move into the swooping left-hander. Oh, a little bit of contact there between them. Nothing too major, but that's going to send Rink wide. It's now Prix Can he maybe get in on the action? And he decides to... Oh, well, Rink looks up a treat there. That's going to allow Prix to go side by side with Rink, but I believe... Who's going to get DRS here? I believe Prix will get... Oh, they both get DRS, so it's all about who can get that better exit. And this has been good racing so far, the first couple laps. And Dartbolt starting to put F1 CL under pressure. That back end doesn't look too keen for FF1 CL. He's still there though, and I believe he just lets Dartbolt by because he knows he's quicker. But look at this Warlock. He's got Scott to defend from, and Chazza. And Chazza's down Scott inside. They keep it clean. Scott keeps 6th place, and now Warlock can maybe go chasing after the guys ahead who have got an advantage of 2.8 seconds. So all the while these guys battle like this, they're going to catch up. But I think for Scott now, he just needs to get these supers a couple more laps before he can put on a set of mediums. And he might even be able to make a move on Warlock here. If he gets a good exit, he'll have DRS. But of course Chazza will as well. But Scott definitely got maybe slightly faster straight line speed. So now Scott will have it all to do. He'll need to stay as close as this down that other back straight coming up after swooping right hander. Of course it's so easy to lose the rear on worn tyres, but Scott does a fantastic job there. And he's still quite close to Warlock, so we'll stay on board with that. But up at the front, Dartbolt is now 8 tenths behind Joss. So Dartbolt, a man on the mission, and Jacob done the right thing there, letting him go when he did, because he's absolutely decimated his teammate in terms of pace. So let's see what Dartbolt can do. Is he going to go for a dive? No, he doesn't. Think much better of it. He knows there's still at least 19 laps to go in at this race. And Chazza and Scott. Now Chazza making a move on Scott there, so Scott's starting to lose places now on the worn supers. So it's good that he's got them this far, but I believe maybe another lap or so and he'll be able to get the set of mediums to the end. As Chill still inside the top 10, so all Chill's looking for tonight is his points. And so far he's doing a good job with that. But Campbell sort of dropped back the first couple of laps. He's now down into P10. And to be fair, that Williams runs so smoothly over the curbs. I'm surprised he's not higher up the field. But now FF1 CL, them rears, they look absolutely horrid now. He's got so much time to the guys ahead. He's over a second down on Dartbolt. Now he's got J-Cole all over his back end to worry about, and he goes wide. And it's now the time for J-Cole to make a move, and Joss gets a penalty. That could prove costly at the end of this race. So I'm going to quickly stay with this, but I am going to quickly move up to Dartbolt, who's closing in to Joss at a rate of knots. This could be a move for the lead here. Of course, Dartbolt has a lot of ERS, so does Joss, so this could be quite close, but with the slipstream added in as well. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Dartbolt down the inside. Joss did defend it, and Scott decides to pit now. So it's good, bit wise from Scott there. But he'll need to get the mediums up to temperature ASAP. But Joss is going to come back at Dartbolt, is he? I mean, Dartbolt I think was going to defend the inside, so we'll have to go around the outside, go a long way round. I guess a better exit than Dartbolt, to be fair. That's, I mean, decent. They're both going to go side by side. This could prove costly. And Joss, they're still side by side. Dartbolt down the inside. And Dartbolt gets the move. But all that battling has allowed FF1 CL and J-Cole to have a sniff at maybe joining this battle. And Dartbolt, credit to the top two, that was good racing between them. So I don't think these two have ever seen each other on track before as well. So to still drive like that through that bit of the track, absolutely superb. And now Dartbolt has to now surely get the foot down, try and break that DRS, because if he doesn't, then he's in big trouble. Oh, FF1 CL, gee, he's got to pit. He definitely has to pit, because his rear looks absolutely terrible. And Josh is going for it. Is he going for it? He's got the DRS, so he's going to try and put Dartbolt under a bit of pressure, try and make him get a bad exit. It doesn't work, because Dartbolt gets a really good exit there, but behind, look at J-Cole as FF1 CL decides to pit. Dartbolt goes super defensive, so Josh will have to go a long way round. He has to go around the outside, but Dartbolt will brake later than him. He does. There's no contact though. Josh is still there around the outside. Oh, there's still slight contact, and to be fair, good defensive driving from Dartbolt there. There's now J. Cole. I mean, Dartbolt might be doing his teammate a solid here because he sends him wide. That's going to allow J. Cole to go down the inside. Could it be a potential Haas 1-2? Oh, that's very, very close. And is it? I think it will be, because I think J. Cole will surely go for the move here. No, he doesn't. Wow, I'm quite surprised he didn't go for that. So J. Cole and Dartbolt putting an absolute stunner of a show here tonight. Both Haas boys potentially going to be 1 and 2. Oh, but Dartbolt loses the rear there. That's going to allow Josh to get back in on the action. That was silly from Dartbolt there. Amateur mistake. He's going to go down the inside. Yes, he is. Let's go on board with J. Cole. These two have raced absolutely superbly side by side, but again, it could have went here. The fast right-hander going side by side. Oh my god. What is going on? This has been a very good race at the front. Sorry if I haven't been on at the back. I mean, it's hard not to. As Josh now is going to get DRS. I believe Dartbolt now will get DRS. He will. And now Jacob might actually be able to get past Josh here as well. And Dartbolt decides to pit. Now that's so early on the softs. So let's go on board with J. Cole, because he might try and put Josh under a bit of pressure here, because J. Cole might want to pit at the end of this lap. Of course, the rears on that Renault don't look too great. They don't look good on the Haas either. So let's see where Dartbolt comes out in relation to FF1 CL, who did pit the lap before. As he's coming down the start-finish straight, where is... We've seen the right hand, there's Dartbolt, and there's FF1 CL. They're going to be side by side. As they come out the pits, Dartbolt runs deep. Oh my god, what a move. If he can get this done, it'll be such a great move. And I believe Dartbolt has got that move covered, has he? Oh, he's going to go deep. Tyres are cold though. And Dartbolt, to be fair, defending superbly. Defending for his life. And oh my god, what a switchback. If he... No, surely not. Ooh. He had to back out of that. But that would have been a superb move. But Dartbolt goes deep on them cold mediums, and FF1 CL said, thank you very much, mate. I will take that net P1 and run away, hopefully now. But Dartbolt... Ooh, FF1 CL goes deep now. So we're seeing a lot of mistakes here. So Dartbolt with DRS, it should be an easy move for him. As J. Cole and Josh are still battling, I believe. So they're not really battling, but the gap is still just under a second. And now they're back on coming to the pits. Oh, if I was J. Cole there, my heart would have been in my mouth. Jesus Christ, he done so well to get that car stopped in time as well. Fair play to him. So Chill takes the net lead. Well, not the net lead, but takes a temporary lead of this race. And the Renault of Josh there getting out ahead of J. Cole. And where is Dartbolt and FF1 CL? They're coming down. Let's look to the right hand side of your screen, because where is J. Cole? There's Josh. Where's J. Cole? J. Cole is there. He's right behind his teammate. Oh, you don't want to make contact with your teammate. FF1 CL, he needs to get this move done. He's lost a lot of places to the guys in front, but Josh, a 1.3 second advantage to Dartbolt, so that is huge. As FF1 CL goes down the inside, looks up the front right for good measure. Of course, J. Cole's mediums are going to be cold, and that is an easy move for FF1 CL. And now Chazza, he's not far off the lead either. He's only, well, half a second, and I was going to go down the inside of J. Cole, is he? Yes, he is. Oh, there's a little bit of contact, and Chazza gets through as well, so J. Cole's lost a whole heap of time. And yeah, it's quite interesting to see how this race is going to pan out. But I'm going to leave this battle for a second and go on board with Nigel, because he's all over the back of Caspar, who hasn't really had a great start. You see that Force Ninja still not doing what he wants it to do. As Dartbolt again making a move on Josh. And of course Josh's tyres are cold, but they are one lap fresher now. That could come in clutch towards the end of this race, and Josh for good measure goes wide, but that shouldn't hurt him too much. As the guys at the front now pit. So let's go on board with FF1 CL to see what he can see essentially, because I know at this point, if I was him, I'd be sitting here waiting for an accident to happen. But these two so far up ahead have been superb side by side. But it's Josh going round the outside. Dartbolt tries to brake late, but it's Josh who brakes sort of outbrakes himself, really. And Dartbolt right round the outside, and that is fantastic defending from Dartbolt there. Just had nothing to do, nothing to even do about that. I mean, Dartbolt superb from him as always, and Josh as well. But all this battling is allowing the guys behind to catch up. J. Cole, he's right behind Chazza again, so J. Cole's medium, starting to warm up now. And he might be able to make a move as he gets all over the curb as well, and it's so easy to unsettle the car. But he does well to keep that under control. So this battle for the lead has been absolutely thrilling so far from lap 1 to now. Everyone's been within DRS of each other, so it just goes to show how close everyone is in terms of pace. And I think Dartbolt might have a little bit of an advantage at the moment, but I mean, little mistakes from Dartbolt are keeping Joss and FF1 CL in the fight. Ooh, Joss gets another time penalty here. Now I don't know whether that was lag, but I think he turned in too much, had to turn out of it. Excuse me. And by the time he did, he got another time penalty for it, and that's allowed Dartbolt to get a 7/10 advantage. So it might now be time for FF1 CL to make a move on Josh, but all the while Josh is in slipstream, he just won't be able to get close enough. And I believe, wait, who's got, I think Josh might have DRS problems. J. Cole and Chesler, sorry, going side by side. J. Cole, is that move illegal? No, because he's still behind. They're still going to be side by side. J. Cole makes the move and gets past Chazza, does he? They're still side by side though, yes they are. Chazza is not giving this move out without a fight. Is he going to dive it down the inside? Just too far back. So back up the front. Nigel still 2 seconds behind Casper, but he's gone for a move onto the exit of turn 10. And behind them, just seeing the background, they've got Dartbolt and Joss still battling for that lead. But I mean, all of our someone's in DRS, you are not moving away anytime soon, unless the person behind makes a huge mistake or the person in front makes a mistake, which we've seen Dartbolt do a couple times in this race so far. But at the moment, it's still very solid showing from himself. It's what he's needed after the first unfortunate events from the first couple rounds. But Josh is definitely reeling him in now, and surely now this is Josh's time to go for a move. And J. Cole dropped to 2.3 seconds behind Casper and Nigel, going side by side again. Nigel comfortably making a move on Casper there, dips back into the racing line, and that is now Nigel up. Oh, slight contact there between Dartbolt and Josh. Josh had to back out of that last minute. I don't know what happened now. I think Josh meant to go down the inside. I think Dartbolt just defended that a little bit too harsh, and they tapped for good measure, which I'm guessing scared Josh. And now we can tell he's not pleased with the way Dartbolt handled that situation. And to be fair, everyone is still within about a second or 2 seconds. I mean, I don't know what's happened to Scott, but he's down in 12th place. So I don't know, his strategy just hasn't worked again today. But hopefully it's all time. There's still another 14 laps left, so just over the halfway mark. So now Josh's attempt number 563 on trying to get past Dartbolt. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he does. I think Dartbolt might be hoping for DRS. And now Josh takes the net lead of this race, but Dartbolt, he's still there. He's still going to get that DRS, and now FF1 CL is going to get the DRS as well. So we've got potential three-way fight for the win with Dartbolt. Josh being on a fresher tyre, which again could come in handy towards the later stages of this race. Excuse me. So Dartbolt runs wide at the final corner. That's not going to help his exit. See there, Josh is slightly getting away there, but with the DRS and slipstream, he will make the move. Really, ooh, I don't know where he was going there. Dartbolt goes down the inside. Still side by side. Oh, they're still side by side. Oh, almost. And now FF1 CL, can he get a good exit? Can he go for a move? No, he can't. I think the battle here between these two are definitely starting to heat up here. Josh almost slams into the back of Dartbolt there. I believe he hit him, but just only a tiny bit, so not no wing damage for Josh. Is he going to go for it? No, he doesn't. Dartbolt did defend it anyway. So again, all this battling is allowing Jacob to catch up now because the gap was 2 seconds. It's now 1.5. And he's bringing Chazza with him. There's others in sector 1 and 2. And it is Campbell. Campbell's off. I think he's still got his wing intact. I believe he has. And now Casper's gone to a set of softs. So I don't know what Casper's playing at. But is Campbell going to try to get the move back off him? Tries to go around the outside on the medium tyres. It'd be a good move if he can. He's still side by side. Good helicopter shot of this battle between these two. Casper goes deep, and that allows Campbell to get the move temporarily because Casper gets an almighty exit, but Campbell will have that DRS. And yeah, this should be an easy move for Campbell. And I'm going to go back on board for the battle for the lead. Because the gap now 1.3, and now Chaz is right there as well, so Chaz could make a move on J. Cole at the end of this this straight. But Josh and Dartbolt going at it again. Dartbolt has to go around the outside. Josh will break late, force him wide maybe. Ooh, tight again, but managing no contact there. And is Josh going to go for it again? It'd be a bit of a Dartbolt. If he does go for it. Dartbolt did read it, gave him the space on the inside. So Dartbolt aiming for that better exit, and he does get it with the wider line. And now J. Cole's almost within a second as well. So this will be turning into a 5-way fight for the lead. I mean, Chill Drive as well, he's had a fantastic middle stint. He's sort of come out of nowhere. He's on he's on fresher mediums than everyone else as well, which is quite interesting. So he's on the net P, first, second, third, fourth. He's in the net P6 as it stands. So if these guys ahead keep battling, then we could see a 7-way fight for the win. As Josh goes down inside the Dartbolt. And this is just going to be an all race long battle. This is, I can see it already. So far it's been a fantastic race so far. Best race so far this season. Non-stop action. As Dartbolt and Josh settle for another round of battling. Dartbolt with of course way more ERS sorry. But look at this FF1 CL, he's right there as well. So this could potentially be 3 wide at the end of this straight. Is it? It is! Oh my god, FF1CL dips to the inside. Josh has lost 3 places at once, but FF1CL is going to go down the inside of Dartbolt for the lead. And Dartbolt keeps it, but Josh is going to come back at him, is he? Oh, J. Cole's there as well. And look at this, Chazza, and I mean, if Chill Drive could get in on this as well. And J. Cole down the inside of FF1CL, and it is, for the meantime, a Haas 1-2. So J. Cole out of nowhere there. And wow, okay, I don't know what Dartbolt's doing there, but he just let J. Cole by, now FF1CL. Oh, FF1CL looks up, little mistake again. That's allowed Dartbolt back through now. And again, that battling has allowed J. Cole to get a bit of a gap. But he's still within DRS, and Chaz is down inside of Josh. So Josh was in P1 at the end of this lap, he's now in P4. Soon to be P5. Oh, Chaz, you've got to be careful because of desync there, mate. And FF1CL making a move on Dartbolt. And now Dartbolt down into P3. And now J. Cole's all importantly broken that DRS window. Sorry, my mind just completely went blank there for a couple of seconds. But Chill Drive and Chill Drive and Warlock now are catching this battle as well. So we can have a 7-way fight for the lead here. So, I mean, what a race so far, what a race. Let's go on board with FF1CL, we've got back within DRS to J. Cole. It's just no one can break that DRS window. These guys are all sort of stretched out at the moment. Dartbolt, ooh, has he got wing damage? It looked like he broke way late there onto the back of that Red Bull, but I doubt he's got wing damage because he's still going and looking quite nice. As Prix and Rink having a good battle for what is 12th place. Warlock as well, going for the move on Chill. Still side by side. Of course, don't want to mess your race up, lads. You could still be within at least a podium here. Oh my god, there's slight contact. Warlock makes the move. A bit aggressive there from Warlock. But nonetheless makes the move on Chill. But Chill Drive will be happy with his result. And now it's Scott's turn to maybe try and catch up to this train. So the gap now is now 2.5 to the guys ahead. And Dartbolt now wanting to get back past FF1CL. This has been Oh, sorry. Excuse me. This has been a fantastic race. No, I yawned, but that's because I'm tired. This race has been absolutely non-stop from start to now. So you know, got to give credit to all the guys as well that are in sort of this battle, the top 5 battle. They've all been superb in terms of their side-by-side racing and defending skills. Because I mean, for ILR4, you don't really expect racing like this, and they're putting on a good show here. As a FF1 CL, is he going to go for a move on J. Cole? Dartbolt is there though, so watch out for Dartbolt as well. Josh, he's gone down the inside of Chazza. Chazza around the outside. That's another great move from Chazza there. So the racing here tonight, again, spectacular. Absolutely amazing. But Dartbolt, is he going to go for a move? He does, he goes for it. FF1 CL did read it, but Chazza again on Joss. A little bit bargy, but nothing too major there. And Chazza now gets a move on Joss, who sort of dropped off the pace a little bit. You'd think FF1 CL would be dropping off the pace on 10-lap-old mediums, but for whatever reason, now the top 5 are starting to get a gap. As Casper gets the time penalty there, and Contra now makes a move on Scott. So Scott might have to pit again to make it to the end of this race. But I mean, no in the top 5, no one could just break the DRS. I mean, for a little while, J. Cole did break the DRS window, but for whatever reason, FF1CL was just able to get back within that window, and now the guys all have a gap of about half a second, and now Joss is starting to fall down the order here. He's starting to lose touch to the guys in the top 4. So again, this has been such a close race. Lap 21 now. Is FF1CL going to make a move? No, he isn't. And Chazza not really that close to Dartbolt, so maybe the top 3 now starting to gap the guys behind. And yeah, I mean, can't forget as well that FF1 CL, I believe, has at least 1 time penalty. I think Joss has 2. So at the moment, he could be falling down to 8th place at least. So again, it's been it's an almighty battle between the top 4 now, because Joss is now dropped out of that DRS window, but he might be saving his tyres for the end of the race. As Chaz has a little double front end lock up there. Hasn't lost any time though. And is FF1CL eyeing up J. Cole for the next straight? Of course, J. Cole's gone two laps fresher. 2 laps fresher mediums than FF1CL, and 1 lap fresher than his teammate and Chazza. So there's no doubt in my mind J. Cole will make it to the end of the race. It's just whether these guys will be able to save their tyres with all the battling they've been doing. Of course, from the moment Dartbolt and Joss came out of the pits, they've been battling every lap, so that's going to take it out of them. But it's just now FF1CL's turn to go for a move. Oh, he does brake late. Oh, and sorry, Dartbolt there, sorry, down the inside. So Dartbolt putting pressure on FF1CL. Of course, he doesn't need to battle him because he has got 6 seconds worth of penalties, I believe. So now Dartbolt round the outside. FF1CL brakes late, but brakes quite well, and Dartbolt, I think, wasn't expecting that, and is now back behind FF1CL, but still can't. J. Cole still can't break that DRS window. We've seen FF1CL lock up a few times into that corner, so that just might be a bogey corner for him. And now Chazza is now in 3 attempts now, and again locks up the front left. Again, all this battling isn't helping their tyres. Let's go on board with Dartbox. I feel like he's the one on the move here. So while these guys go down the back straight, I'm going to take another drink before the end of this race. I'll be back in a minute. Coming back down turn 1, is Dartbolt going to go for a dive? He tried it. Full sort of F1 CL to lock up a lot going into turn 1 there. Now listen man, I'm on that water hype. I'm not on no gin and tonic. Yeah, so Dartbolt definitely putting pressure on FF1 CL. Again, I don't even know this man's real name, so if he gets a podium, I'm going to ask him what his real name is. But I doubt he'll be on the podium with the time penalties as well. And with everyone being so close on the track, I believe at the moment it might even be Chazza who might be getting a podium again. So, yeah, at the moment, again, still very close. J. Cole slowly but surely edging that gap out, which is what he needs to do. He needs to keep the gap to about 6 or 7 tenths towards the end of the lap. If he gets it, I think anything under 5 tenths will be under pressure, and it might force FF1CL to go for a move. But look at Chazza, he's right behind Dartbolt there, pushing him around that corner. He was, the gap went down to about 1/10.5, I believe. So was Chazza the guy on the move? There's only one way to find out, and that's with a bit of DRS and slipstream. I think, oh look at that, Dartbolt set up. OP for straight line speed. Look at this, FF1CL, is he going to go for a move? He's just too far back. Chazard looks up, doesn't go for it, and Josh just dropped right off the pace. I mean, 1.9 seconds now. This man was leading and battling Dartbolt. But back at the front, Dartbolt and FF1CL going side by side again. Dartbolt making a move that time, making it look easy, and isn't Chazard now going to be putting him under pressure? We did look, brake later, maybe forced FF1CL into a mistake. Shortcuts are the solution, yeah. I agree. But yeah man, I mean, it's so hard to not look at the battle at front all race long. These guys have been close all race long, so in my opinion, one of the races of the season, just by how close everyone's been. I mean, everyone's separated by 27 seconds from 1st to 17th, so if anyone was to get a wing damage and have a wing change, they'll find themselves maybe being in 3rd or 4th to being right at the back of the field. So it's still anyone's guess who's going to finish in the points in this race. As I think J-Car might be able to breathe a sigh of relief now with his teammate in 2nd place. And J-Car, to be fair, is managing his ERS quite well there, much better than Dartbolt. And Chazza now, he's going to want to try and get past FF1CL quite quickly, because I believe his tyres are starting to fall off the cliff just that little bit. And behind them we've got Chill and Conzo going side by side. I saw that in the background. That is Chill up into P7. Yes, it is a good move from Chill there. He said in the chat tonight all he wants is points. And again, he's doing what he needs to get points. I think he'll be happy with this result if he can stay here, of course. But I mean, with just his 6 seconds worth of penalties and FF1CL's, I believe, 3 seconds or 6 seconds, then, excuse me, then it's going to be very, very interesting. But at the front, Dartbolt reeling his teammate in. So whether these two might be trying to do the old DRS switch around to try and get away from the guys behind them, I don't see it happening now, because FF1CL, he's still on the pace here. He's got a load of VRS left as well, as has Dartbolt, as has J. Cole, so they've all roughly got about the same amount left. As we go into the last 4 laps of this race, will J. Cole move over and let his teammate go? Will Chazza be close enough to make a move? We'll find out in about 10 seconds time, as Dartbolt is closing. Is he going to go for it though? He is, on his teammate down the inside. J. Cole left him enough space, and he gets the move done. And FF1CL couldn't really get involved, but Konzo and Chill going side by side into turn 1. Chill will go for the up and under move, and it did work, but I think it gave him way too much space there, and that's now allowed Konzo to make the move. And look at Kryptonite, he's looking to pounce as well, but we've got, oh my god, Prix is here. and Vitinho going side by side. Vitinho trying to get that move back on 13 lap old mediums. He brakes later than Prix, but Prix trying to go for the up and under. They're still side by side slightly. Vitinho saw the arrow, so it's allowed Prix to close it. Oh, Prix had to back out of that. So good battle in there from the guys at the back of the field. And Chazar, the man, I think he is the man on the move. He's putting FF1CL under pressure, and a little bit of rally in there from the man in that Red Bull. But Chazar almost slamming into the back of him as they run down the back straight here to go into the start-finish round. I think Chazar might be running a higher wing setup. You'll see here, although FF1CL got a worse exit, he'll still start to gain. Maybe not. Okay, I'm just going to shut up then. Chazar now putting him under pressure. They're side by side. And Chazar, is he going to make the move? Yes, he does. So now, it's time now for Chazar to put the Haas boys under pressure. And Rink now up into top 10. That's now demoted Scott down into 11th place. As Kryptonite and Chill going side by side. Oh, that looked like it could have ended badly. But most importantly, Jacob and Dartbolt, they had that second gap. But they just, no one can seem to just break out of it. But back down, Chill and Kryptonite still going side by side. Chill is a little bit of contact there, and Kryptonite makes the move, but Chill, I thought he would have went for that. He was close enough. A little bit of contact there between the two, and Chill is going to go for a bit of a up and under on the exit at turn 10. He tries to get the exit, but just can't get it down. And I don't know what's happened between FF1CL, but he's lost a lot of time, as has Chazar. So most importantly, is J. Cole going to sit back and let Dartbolt win this race, or is he going to go for glory? Go for what anyone else would do, and I believe he isn't. He's put up into overtake, so he could be going for it. Chazar now back within DRS, only temporarily though, because J. Cole does have that DRS, and I believe J. Cole's going to be a rear gunner here for Dartbolt. Get an easy one too for the Haas team. Have a huge advantage in constructors over wait, who? Well, I don't know what's happening here, but FF1CL's losing a lot of time to Chazar. I believe his tyres are done for, because now look at this, Joss is coming back for more. And Vitinho and Prix going side by side again, but I just can't ignore the battle at the front between the two house boys. I don't think J. Cole's going to be able to make, or even want to make a move on Dartbolt. And yeah, I believe he's now just going to just be a rear gunner for him. And now Joss and FF1CL, this year have had a sort of race-long battle as well. Is he going to go for it? He's in sector 2. Who is that? Might have been Casper, who knows, but FF1CL and Joss going side by side. Joss right round the outside. That's a fantastic move at this stage of the race as well, being on old mediums to make that move. Superb driving from him. And last lap of the race now, and is J. Cole gonna try and ruin Dartbolt's day? I don't think. I mean, again, he just isn't, is he? No, he isn't. So I think Dartbolt will have this win in the bag if he can make it to the end. FF1CL and Josto going side by side again. They're still side by side. Of course, these two have the same amount of penalties, I believe. So this is 4th position. But I believe they won't lose any places now, with Warlock being 6.8 behind and battling Konzo. Has Chill there in 10th place, so he's getting 1 point. I'm sure not the point finish he wanted, but it's still 8 points. So he's got to be happy with that. As I think Joss and FF1CL, their tyres are dead. And yeah, this battle, which looked like it was going to go to the line, has sort of separated. And wow, look at this, Dartbolt and J. Cole. Can J. Cole go for a move? Is he going to go for it? I guess we'll find out, because Dartbolt goes wide. So is Jaco going to be... Oh, Dartbolt hardly has an ERS though, so Jaco could go for it here. Oh my god. Oh, Jaco gets a penalty. Oh no. Dartbolt allows him through. But I think Dartbolt knows that he's got a time penalty. I believe he does, because Dartbolt's weaving. Jaco wins the race, but on penalties, Dartbolt will get it. No, he won't. Chazza wins. Oh, wow. Wait, when did Dartbolt get a penalty? The hell? Jeez, so Chazza wins the race. Where did Chazza start? Chazza started... Oh, I can't even get it up. Chazza started in 6th place. So, good drive from Chazza and the 2 Haas boys there. But I think importantly, I believe Dartbolt was taking the lead of the championship with Dougie's absence. So, yeah, it's been a very entertaining race. I mean, the battle at the front, top 5, top 6, close, all race long, within DRS to each other. As Joss actually finished in 4th, and Konzo actually got 5th there. And did Chill get a point? Yes, he did. So Chill got a point, and agonisingly, Scott just outside the top 10 there. Which is unfortunate for Scott, given that he had the alternate strategy as well. Could have made it work, but I just couldn't get them super softs to work. So we'll watch Dartbolt, Chazza and Jaco all celebrate on the podium, and then I'll invite them into a party, ask them a couple of questions, and then we'll end it there for this race. So that's the podium guys celebrate. Let's run down the order. So Chazza wins from 6th place. In 2nd we have Jaco. In 3rd we have Dartbolt. More importantly, though, Dartbolt taking the lead of the championship and Constructors Championship with a solid result for the Haas team. In 4th place we have Joss. In 5th place we have Konzo with a very solid result. In 6th place we have FF1 CL. In 7th we have Warlock. In 8th we have Kryptonite. In 9th we have Rink, and rounds out top 10 we have Chill, who got what he wanted. He got a point. In 11th we have Scott. In 12th we have OEvo. 13th we have Nigel. 14th we have Prix. 15th we have Fatinho. 16th we have Caspar, Campbell. Rounding out the top 17 in last place. So yeah, let me invite the podium guys into the party. So I think I've got everyone added on this account. If it wants to load. Oh wow, okay. Right, so party, invite. So right, let's see if I've got Chazza, and I don't have Chazza on my friends list. Right, I know I've got Dartbolt. So let's invite Dartbolt into the party. So Chazza, we'll get Chazza in, and then of course Jaco picking up a very solid 3rd place. Wait, let's see what his name is real quick. Right. Damn it. Well, I'm just inviting Jaco now. Right, so while we wait for Jaco, if you two want to check that your voices are on allowed to be shared, I'll give you a couple seconds to do that, and then hopefully Jaco should be in by then. Okay. Jaco, could you see if your party settings are allowed to be shared, please? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll start with race winner, and I didn't expect Chazza to win because I didn't know Dartbolt got a time penalty. But Chazza, I mean, you sort of went again like Chana. You sort of was nowhere, and then all of a sudden, last couple laps, you really put the pressure on the Haas boys there to talk us through what was a fantastic race to watch. Yeah, I mean, J. Cole got a penalty on the last lap, so if he didn't get that warning, then he obviously would have won the race. But going back to what you said last week, of course you got a podium in China. You said that Bahrain was one of your better tracks. Going forward now, I mean, I don't know what track it is next week, but again, are you going to take this as a confidence booster and just try and maybe get consistent podiums? Yeah, I mean, I have to say, commentating on that race, it was fantastic to watch. The battles were just incredible, and once again, congratulations on the win, Chazza. So, second place man, J. Cole. First question: how did you feel when you got that time penalty on the last lap? Yeah, I mean, yeah, these things happen. I mean, you've got to be happy though as a team result. You're obviously taking the lead in constructors at the moment, obviously with Dougie not racing and I believe Konzo finishing in fifth place. So as a team result, you've got to be happy with what happened tonight. Um, One more question. Was you in a party with Dartbolt? Because on that lap 26, 27, I mean, you were close enough to go for a move, but you sort of backed out of it. So was you sort of thinking, okay, I'm just going to let Dartbolt essentially win the race? Or did you know that he had a time penalty and you just thought, okay, I'll just stay behind? Well, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate for you, but again, this is your first podium this season, so you can sort of build on this now for the next race, which I have no idea. But I think it's Spain, I believe. So, um, how are you for the next race? Are you confident at Spain or whatever track it is? Yeah. Well, again, congratulations on second place. And I'm going to go on to your teammate now, Dartbolt. Now, I mean, at one point, Dartbolt, I thought you was going to get a win, mate. I was thinking that this man's finally going to catch a break. He's going to get a win, and all happy days. But unfortunately, it's only third place. But most importantly, you've got the lead of the championship now. So just explain to us what happened in your race. Yeah, well, I mean, you didn't just keep Jacob out of you, you kept the rest of the top six up with us. But I mean, again, to watch the race and the battles, it was very entertaining to watch. At times, as you sitting there thinking, "Oh, this is getting quite close. Like anything could happen. Someone could miss their breaking point." Was you sort of scared at some point, or did you know everyone around you they could race cleanly and sort of have a level head when going for a move?
I know a lot of people are clean, so I weren't really worried, but more or less late braking nearly killed me, so
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to do a little bit of a late break to go for a move. So you've taken the lead of the championship now. So what's the thinking process about going forward now? Are you going for that elusive win next round, or are you just gonna keep it consistent and try and get a podium?
yeah, just to keep results consistent, as long as I keep beating W, and as long as I keep playing Fortnite, we can pull something through hopefully.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had a good race. Haas in general, good race. That's all I've got to ask you. Pretty out of questions. I don't really know what else to ask. So yeah, that's it for ILR4. What a race! Race of the season by far. I think it from any division, without a shadow of a doubt. Oh, oh my! Do you know what? I'm so stupid.
Wow.
You know what? So as I was asking the questions, I was on the party screen, and obviously when you're on the party screen, you can't hear people's voices. So I've just asked one of them questions to you guys. You guys have answered, and no one's heard you.
Oh.
Sick. Well, okay. So I'll ask each of you one question now. Not everyone can actually hear you. So Chaz, if you're still here,
Yep.
so of course you won the race. Everyone knows that. Just explain to people how your race went.
So, lost position at the start. Just remembering, I forgot to put my ERS back on. That's why I lost a couple positions at the start. Then passed Warlock, passed Scott, pitted right behind Dark Bolt, kept up with the leaders, passed a couple people who tyres were dying, and then won the race because of penalties.
Yep, and same for you, J. Cole.
I think me putting that in the chat kind of represents it. Hashtag bottle call, if I'm honest.
Yep.
But no, it was a good race. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of battling, but it was enjoyable.
Yep, and Dartbolt, same question to you.
Oh, fuck. So a lot of battles, clean racing, and hashtag dark ball.
Okay, so we're going to end it there. Apologies for my little mishap there. It won't happen again. So we'll see you again for the next race and next week, same time. And yeah, my name's been Cliffy, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.